Good evening. Can y'all hear me this time? Can you hear me now? Father. Can you hear me, Kita? Can y'all hear me now? Okay. I'm going to try this again. I took them headphones out. Just let somebody let me know if you could hear me. Let me know. Okay, good. Now let's try to add Danielle and see how that works. Good evening. Good evening. Y'all can hear me, right? Good evening. Good evening. Okay. All right, Danielle, I'm trying to add you again. Good evening. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on.
Look
I
at
could
God.
look at God.
Look at God.
Thank y'all so much for coming back in. I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody mad but the devil.
Exactly, exactly,
That's
exactly.
it.
So to those who don't know who I am, my name is Quonda Renee, and I am the co-creator of I Need a Word. I say co-creator because this is God's platform. He just used me to do it. And today I have Danielle Williams McCord on here, and she's actually one of the conference speakers that we have in about 2 weeks. I Need a Word is having its first ever conference. We went from a Facebook page to now having a conference, which is nothing but God and nothing but His grace.
Amen.
So I wanted Danielle to come on here and just kind of share with y'all her story. She was one of the first people ever on I Need a Word to come with a video, and the first time to go viral like the way it did. I think yours went viral like in a day. You had like millions of views. You were the only person. Like even when we played Michael Todd, it took like 3 times for him to go viral. But you're the first person that came on, never been on I Need a Word, and you went viral. So you got that trophy.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So introduce yourself and tell the people about tell your story. Tell your story.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, first, thank you for allowing me to be on I Need a Word, and
You're
thank you
welcome.
for inviting me to the conference.
You're welcome.
Before we get into this wonderful conference that God has given you, I am Evangelist Danielle Williams McCord. I guess best known for my testimony from porn to the pulpit. It's my testimony. It had went from a testimony to a book, autobiography, to a stage play. And it's self-explanatory. I literally went from porn to the pulpit. God snatched me out of that lifestyle, a world of destruction, clean me up, turn me around. You know, testimony service when they be like, He cleaned me up and turned me around, placed my feet on solid ground. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And He gave me a ministry. My ministry, I always say I'm not, for the super religious people, I'm not a fan of you and you are not a fan of me. I've been called to those who are stuck in a world of perversion, stuck in gang life, drug life, sexual identity crisis, and everything you can think of. I am called to the rejects and to the ones that don't nobody want to touch. I am called to those who have been disowned and dismissed by those in leadership, by the church, by family, by friends. That is who God has called me to. I literally have come out of a pit, and God has allowed me to go back into that pit and pull out other people who may still be stuck in it. And so I am not your average preacher. I don't look like one. I don't act like one. I just move the way God tells me to move, and I am honored to be on this platform with Miss Quonda Renee. I am honored to be here for her to see the value in my ministry and to invite me. It is a wonderful thing. I am very real and raw. I'm unchurched. I'm just straight out of Compton. I don't know religion. All I know is relationship, real relationship with God. And a real
Hallelujah.
relationship with God doesn't have a look. It doesn't have a sound. It's just
Hallelujah.
real and authentic. And that's just where I am at.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. See, that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be a part of the conference, because I felt like you're not like anybody else. And you were in the Atlanta area. I'm like, I can't come to Atlanta and not have you. But like
Oh.
you're not like everybody else. And I think
Mhm.
your rawness and your realness will relate to a lot of people. Do like a lot of millennials follow you?
A lot. I have more millennials than I do older. Well, I went, yeah, I have more millennials than I do. And the reason is because they say that they can identify, they can relate to me because I don't, when I say I don't judge, let me tell you, let me be careful with that because we say, well, we don't judge. You're supposed to judge with the right character. And I think people they skip over that scripture. They act like all they hear is ain't nobody, only God can judge. No, God has given us the authority to judge your characteristics. I don't judge as far as condemning people to hell because that was done to me. And everybody who said I wasn't, who judged me in that lifestyle was wrong, obviously. Everybody who judged me to the pit of hell was wrong because now they're asking me for prayer.
Wow.
I got people on my page saying, wow, I'm can you pray for me now? And just a few years ago, 10 years ago, you were judging me to hell. So
Wow.
I have millennials come to me because I don't judge you to hell. I'll judge your characteristics and say, I understand where you're at, but now let's get out of that place and go to another place in God. And so that's why I believe I'm relatable to the millennials because it's not, I don't beat you with the Bible. However, I don't pacify your sin and your foolishness, but I come from a place of understanding because we are all flesh. And as long as we got this flesh, this will never be saved. And as long as we got flesh, we'll always make mistakes. And you need leaders that will not always condemn you to hell, but to say, you know what, that's not right, but let's pick ourselves up and try again.
Wow, that's powerful. So with your story and all that you've been through, I know people probably ask you like, wow, you believe in God? You still believe in God? You still trust in God? You still go to church? Like, so how do you like, how does somebody that's been through like some of the things that you've been through still keep their faith in God and still trust God and still like not get caught up? Because everybody, there's a thing now with the church hurt, and I know you've been through it. So how do you encourage somebody that got hurt by the church or that going through something hard or in a lifestyle that the church doesn't agree with? How do they keep the faith? How do they stay afloat?
I always say I never blame God for the actions of people.
Wow.
I've never, somebody hear me, for all the church hurt people who have allowed the mother of the church, the deacon, the bishop, the choir member to run you out of the house of God. I have never allowed myself to blame God for the actions of people. God has given us something I say is the biggest blessing and the biggest curse ever, which is free will.
Yeah.
He has given people free will to do good, to do bad, or anything in between. I cannot hold God responsible for the actions of another human being. And that's where we go wrong. The pastor did something wrong. He didn't come pray for you when you was in the hospital, or the deacon and talked about your skirt being too short, or they were mean to you. The usher didn't sit you in the front. So now we got a problem with church. I will never, ever allow, and I done been through it. Could you imagine me coming out of the porn industry and coming into church, what I faced? And not just coming into church, but coming into ministry. Wait a minute, you talking about preaching now? Now wait a minute. Now you didn't. Now wait, we was cool with your testimony, but now you talking about ministry. I could write a book on that alone, just on how I was treated by church people and leaders in the church. However, I've never blamed God for the actions of people. Nobody was there when I got saved. Nobody was, it was God that kept me from HIV and STD and serving long prison times and everything else that I went through when I was in those streets. And how dare I get to a place knowing that God's hand was on me, saving me from sickness, from disease, from death. And how do I get to a place to where I now punish him for what somebody else has done to me that has no power, that ain't got no authority? And now I've put God in a box because of what sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so has done to me. So I just want to encourage you and let you know, ain't nobody been through worse church hurt than me. Coming from where I came from, they talked about me so, oh God, they talked about me so bad. I was rejection is baby, I can write a book on rejection alone, when you're supposed to be accepted by the church and yet rejected. I understand that feeling. I understand having preachers didn't even want to come preach at my conferences because I was once in the porn industry. Preachers not even allowing me in their pulpit because I was once a stripper and all of that stuff. And I understand that, but I never, ever, ever allow God to be punished for the actions of another human being. And so I just want to encourage you guys, people You don't know what they're going to be. They might be good. They might be bad. They may be evil. They may be righteous. But you don't hold God accountable for that.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So what can we expect from the conference coming up? 2 weeks, June 13th and 14th in Atlanta. Dr. Sharon Nesbitt, Dr. Alexis, Marcus Rogers, Pastor LeBryant Friend, Evangelist Danielle Williams, of course, she will be in the building. What can we expect, at least from your session? What has God shared anything with you? Has he told you what's going to happen?
First of all those people that you named and that's going to be a part of this conference, what a gift, what an honor to share that platform with these wonderful men and women of God. I feel a move like never before. I'm excited. I will be there for both days. I ain't even, do I got to register?
No.
Because I'm coming. Let me go and register right now because I'm coming even outside of my session. I'm going to be there. And so let me go to register. Send me a because I'm coming. The thing is with me, it's so funny you asked, has God been dealing with me concerning your conference? Just yesterday, well, first of all, I have a book release called From Porn to the Pulpit. It's been out for a couple of years. But then I just pre-release a book called Barren, which talks about another testimony of how I was unable to conceive, not just in the natural. It took me years to have my son. Me and my husband went through so much, even prior to my husband just going through miscarriages and all of those things. And then finally giving birth to my miracle this year in January. I wrote a book called Barren, and it deals with giving birth in the natural and in the spiritual. And so I was just writing, and I released it on Mother's Day for pre-order, but it's not officially out yet. And I was just going through the book, and one thing in the book I mentioned about Jeremiah. And when I was talking about Jeremiah, I said, I got a word. I was like, oh, I got a word for I need a word. Okay. All right. So yes, the Lord just gave me a word last night because I was in my book just going through it, seeing if I wanted to add or do anything with it before I send it to Amazon and on the website and all of that. And I was talking about Jeremiah, and I ain't gonna say what part of it because y'all gonna have to register for this conference and be in the building Thursday and Friday, all day, the day sessions and the night sessions, to get that. But yes, I do have a word for the I Need a Word conference. Okay.
I'm excited. Thank you for even accepting the invite. And I want to say one thing. When you announced that you were pregnant, like I felt like I was pregnant too, because I saw your journey. Like I from following you on Facebook, I saw your journey. So I felt like we pregnant together. Yes, you took one for the team. I was hyped. So I'm just so glad that the Lord, made good of his promise to you. And I'm excited about everything that you have going on. Is this your first engagement since being back or no?
Let me tell you, this is my first one. I have not preached since I had the baby or since I've been pregnant. So when I tell you it feels like fire shut up in my bones, I just gave birth January 31st and June 14th will be the first time that I'm preaching since then. And when I tell you, I was during my pregnancy, I went through such a place with God, a place with people. He really revealed people. See, when God give you a miracle, he show you the people around you. When God bless you for real, he opened up your eyes to the people around you because everybody don't applaud when you win. And so when I finally received my miracle, when I was barren and infertile and not producing in certain areas, everybody was my sis and everybody was my bro and I had everybody in my face. But soon as I was no longer in a position of being barren and without, and he blessed me with my miracle, he really showed me a different side of some folks. And in that time, I was like, whoa, they dropping like flies. What's happening? And then I really needed to get into a different place with God during my pregnancy, during the birthing of my son. And so when I tell you I'm on fire and to come back and to be on this kind of platform for my first time coming back from maternity leave, when I tell you, y'all better turn the AC on, tighten the lace fronts, super glue the lashes, because I feel God. I'm telling you, and I don't preach cute. I don't believe in preaching cute. I believe in getting down and dirty and tearing with the people. We have lost that. We
Yeah,
have lost that in this new millennial church, in this new
yeah,
generation. Everybody's so cute. They want to preach for 20 minutes and get $10,000 and leave the building.
yeah.
And then wonder why the people are still not changed or transformed. We're not
Hallelujah.
really doing healing and deliverance like we used to back in the day. And so me, her, she will be doing that. So
Hey,
yeah, I'm
I'm
ready.
excited. I'm excited.
Girl,
I can
I'm
tell you ready. I could feel it. I got chills when you were talking. So I see
I'm
people in the
excited.
comments asking about where can they get your book.
Okay, so the first book, From Porn to the Pulpit, is on Amazon or on my website, dwmministries.com. The Barren book is not available for regular order, but it is available for pre-order. And you can inbox me or somewhere on my page, or I'll put it in the comments on how to
Yeah.
pre-order Barren. But hopefully I will have both of those books available at the conference.
Yes, bring them all. Bring them all. Bring them all. Bring them all. So thank you again. I'm so excited. I can't wait to finally meet you face to face and like hug you. And I'm glad that you want to come both days, because I was just telling my assistant earlier. I said we got to hit up Danielle's team and see if she want to come both days. So maybe we could go grab lunch after the sessions or something like that. But yeah.
Well, you know, I like to eat. You see, I still got the pregnant weight. So you say lunch, you know, I'm down for a meal. I'm still eating like I'm pregnant. That's my problem. But yeah, I will be there. I will be there. I am excited about it. And I just want to encourage everybody who is still wavering about should they come, should they not come. If they're thinking about it, well, I don't know if I can take off work. Let me tell you something. We invest in everything except for our spirits. We invest in everything. We invest in hair. We invest in clothes. We invest in apps, in social media, but what we do not invest in is our spirit. What we
Wow.
will not make a sacrifice for is our spirit, man. And so I'm just encouraging everybody who is still on the fence about coming to this conference to show up on June 13th and 14th for the I Need a Word conference. This is an investment in your soul, an investment in your spirit. And I'm believing, God, that you will not leave here the same way that you showed
Hallelujah.
up. And I know you hear it so much and it's so repetitive, but I feel God and I believe God. I don't preach unless He gonna move. I ain't showing up. It ain't me. I ain't showing. If I felt like God wasn't in this, I don't have no problem saying no. You know how many engagements I turned down? I have left the airport. I don't know if my assistant is on here. We have showed up to the airport, and then I said, this ain't God, and got back and said, come get me. I don't show up because it ain't about fame for me. I can
Yeah.
get fame somewhere else. I'm not going to use the church and the anointing to get fame. I'm not going to
Hallelujah.
be just preaching for devils and
Yes.
showing up to no foolishness. So when I tell you that I feel God and I feel a move, not just on my session, but on the session of those, Dr. Nesbitt, Pastor LeBron, like all these people are just beasts. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I am excited, and I just want you guys, if you're still, unsure about it, make an investment in your spirit.
Yeah. Someone's asking what your name was. Her name is Danielle Williams McCord. So they could go to
Yeah.
your personal page for the book,
Yes, they
the
can.
pre-order.
Danielle
Okay.
Williams McCord. Yes, they can.
Okay. Tell them your website again too for the Porn to Pulpit book.
www.dwmministries. So that's DWM for Danielle Williams McCord, and then ministries.com.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I love you, and I'm excited to meet you. And I'm ready for this conference. I see you on fire. I see
I
you.
am.
Are you gonna bring the baby?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'll
We'll
have a
see.
gift for him there, though. I'll have a gift for him.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see. I don't know. It's gonna be spirits leaving the building, so I don't want nothing to jump in him, and I bring him home. He start acting like Chucky. You know. Spirit come out. Got to go somewhere. I don't want to. No. I'm just kidding.
No, I
But
get it.
I'll see what we'll do. Yes. Thank you for that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you get back to the baby. Thank you so much. Again, y'all, June 13th and 14th, Evangelist Danielle Williams McCord will be at the first ever I Need a Word conference in Atlanta. You can look at the pinned comment down here and register, y'all. Register before we close registration. It's 2 weeks away, y'all. Yeah, this is one conference y'all don't want to miss. It's not even gonna be a conference. It's gonna be a gathering of a remnant
Mhm.
of people. That's why I prayed about every speaker. I wanted to make sure every speaker was of God and not foolishness.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
God chose y'all. So I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful.
God chose you, and thank you for being obedient to the voice of God. There's so many people that run from ministry. There are so many people who do not answer the call because the call is painful. The anointing comes with the tax. And
Hallelujah.
so it is not an easy task to take on. And so thank you for being obedient to the voice of God and putting this together. I'm a preacher that put on conferences, and I know the attacks and the warfare that comes with it. And so when I tell you, I already feel you, and I'm praying for you. I'm praying your strength, because
Thank you.
people think that they see a pretty flyer and decorations and these speakers on stage, and they have no idea the hits that you are taking. They have
Absolutely.
no idea the darts that the devil is throwing your
Yeah.
way. So when I tell you, thank you for taking this task, because that's what it is.
Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you.
Love you back.
All right. So I'll see you soon, y'all. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.